Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 2023. It's going to make it the greatest year ever for Electrical Code Academy, and hopefully it's going to be the greatest year ever for your company, that you're going to be prosperous in 2023. It's kind of one of those times where you set your goals for the beginning of the year, and if you're out there listening to this and you're an electrical contractor, your goal is to grow your business. Maybe you're looking at inside of your business to see how you can make it more efficient. Maybe you need to weed out the cancer of your company. Maybe that's negativity in your company that's keeping you back. Maybe 2023 can be a good year for you to reevaluate your company and say, okay, well, I'm going to change my image. Maybe there's something that you don't like about your company that you're like, I don't know how to fix it. Maybe your customer service isn't where you want to be. Maybe your employees, if you have them, aren't doing things the way you want and you've kind of just let it get lax. Well, you get to always use the new year as a reset. In other words, you can say, okay, look, I know you guys have been doing this or the guys have been doing that, but we're going to start differently here in 2023. This is going to be the rule. And people can't go, well, we never did that before. Well, I guess they could say that, but the reality is you're saying, I don't care what we did before. This is 2023. We're starting fresh. And it's always a great time. When you do in the middle of the year, it's tough to do a reset for your business because everybody just thinks, what are you just having this, having a wild hair and you're just changing? No, you use the new year to say, okay, this is what we're doing. This is a new year, the new company, new thing. And it just makes it easier to set the tone. So that's a great thing to do with 2023 with your business. Now, if you work for somebody and you're an electrical apprentice or a journeyman, then your goal in 2023 needs to be to get that license. Now, you might say, well, I don't need the license if I'm making a certain amount of money and I'm working for somebody, and you're like, well, what is it going to get me? Look, it's not a short-term gain. It's a long-term goal that reaps the rewards long-term, right? So more doors will open up to you. Even if you're in somewhere that doesn't require you, or a company that maybe not require you to get licensed, that should be your goal. And the evolution should be to move from a helper to an apprentice, learn the trade, learn the skills, learn the art. You don't need to know it all. Don't need to be a know-it-all. You don't need to know every troubleshooting tip out there. Trust me, you'll learn things as you go. I think a lot of times people make certain things about electrical more complicated than they need to be. I know that I've been called out on many service calls through the years, troubleshooting for not only my company, but for other companies when they're, as a consultant. And I'm telling you what, a lot of times people overthink it. Even if you have to break it down to the simplest elements of pulling loose the connections and rethinking it, wringing things out, being very elementary in your process, you can solve it. So whether somebody solves it in 5 minutes or it takes you an hour, it's to me, it's irrelevant because it's always learning, right? And you'll get better. Everybody gets better. So make 2023 that year. And if you're a journeyman out there and you're sitting there going, well, look, I'm just working every day. I'm getting in the work truck. I'm heading out to a job site. It's muddy. It's crappy. I'm crawling in crawl spaces, whatever. Look, then you need to focus on the mental part, because the physical part is just the mundane. The mental part it's time to step up your game when it comes to learning the aspects of the code that are in addition, right? And that is the mental game. Learn the code. Learn the ins and outs of the code. Learn why we do certain things when it comes to the code. Pick the things that are more challenging for you. Sometimes I have people that'll reach out and they'll say, well, how do I know what to, I've been doing code for years. I've been learning code. And how do I focus on something that in the code that I'm not just bored to death? Because code can be mundane. And I tell people, look, is there something that you feel is challenging? Maybe it's motors. Maybe you understand the concepts of the different aspects of how come we're allowed to have smaller conductors on larger overcurrent devices when it comes to HVACs and motors and things like that. Well, then that should be your goal. That should be your little mission, to try to focus on all those things. So anything that you can sit down, take some time, sit down with a piece of paper, relax, chill out on an evening, make it an evening of revelation for you, and sit down and go, okay, these are all the things that I have struggled with. And it shouldn't take you long. And if you sit down and you think, ask yourself, okay, do I really know how to size the protection for a transformer for primary and secondary? Do I need to have overcurrent protection for the secondary when it comes to panel boards? Can I just go from a secondary of a transformer and hit main lug only? So am I essentially not protecting that panel board? Now you might say you know the answer to these things, but if there's any hesitation that you don't know, like with grounding and bonding, we have a great course on grounding and bonding, and it really covers with great illustrations. It should be a cornerstone for everybody in that to get in that type of program. It's more of a learning program. It's not a test you program, even though it does have exam questions or tests on it. That's more of a learning program, and you come away with that going, I'll be damned. I never really thought that grounding and bonding could be that simple if you think of it in those terms. So do yourself a favor here in 2023, early in the process. Right? What's the date? January 3rd already. Okay, 3 days into the year. Start making a list of all those things that you wanted to learn but were afraid to ask. And then do yourself a favor. Go over to the paulabernathy.com portal and submit your question. I will help you learn. And it helps me learn. I do the research if I don't know the answer right away. I mean, that's what it's all about. But also, you can go to the Sparky Hub, which is, again, www.thesparkyhub.com. And it's just a portion, free service that's offered by Electrical Code Academy through our Fast Track system. And you can register for a free account, and you can post questions and everything on the forum. And you can constantly come back and check the answers and learn from it. So that's another great resource that we have out there that we launched here. The new look is in 2023. So go check it out. It's worth looking at. Again, it's all together. We're all about learning and gaining more knowledge. It's not about know-it-alls and one person knowing more than the other. There's tons of people that know more than me. And there's tons of people, no doubt, that know more than you. But that's collectively, we learn from each other. And I used to tell people all the time when I'm in meetings and seminars, and I serve on Code Panel 5 and 17, and not so much 17, but Code Panel 5, it's one of those panels where, believe it or not, Paul's quiet more than he speaks. And not so much 17, because it doesn't matter what you say in 17. Don't get me started on that. But 5, the minds are so great on that code panel that you literally want to listen closely to what everybody says. Right? You want to hear what rebuttal somebody might have, not because it's an argumentative rebuttal or you disagree, but you literally want to hear what they have to say, because nobody speaks up on Code Panel 5 to just hear themselves talk. They have something that they feel passionate about. And so at the end of the day, when it's my favorite committee to be on, by the way, Code Panel 5. So I'm thankful that Aluminum Association lets me represent them on that. I literally enjoy that committee more than any that I've ever served on. because of the intellectual minds that sit on it. So, but this is your year, 2023. Set your goals. If you're a journeyman or apprentice, get that license. Step your game up. Be that go-to person. If you're a goof off on your job, but okay, well, 2023 is a perfect year for you to change all that. Perfect year for you to walk into the work today fresh. And everybody else is goofing off, but you're not. You're looking sharp. You're gonna refocus your attention. You're not gonna play games. You're gonna make a commitment to your trade and be the best you can, because I'm telling you, eventually it will get noticed. Your supervisors will notice. Your bosses will notice. Everybody will notice, and you're going to elevate your game. And trust me, people say that people don't forget. They will forget discretions of the past for somebody moving forward and setting a new tone in how they carry themselves, how they interact with others. Make 2023 that year that you become the expert, that you become the go-to person, because you can do it. In 2023, you can definitely do it. So, just all my message out there is don't worry about what anybody else says. Write your list of things that you want to tackle and make it your year, because nothing's going to stop you. All right? Nothing monetarily can stop you. Crises can happen, but you're going to carve out your time. That's the thing about the CMECP program, is that even with different things that can affect a master electrician's life, as they move through that program, you don't get any breaks. You don't get a situation where like, oh, can I get some extensions on my time in this program? No, you don't get an extension. You have to finish it in 6 months. So whatever's going on in your life, sort it out and keep moving forward. That's the whole goal of the program. We already know that you know code. We already know that you got the license. You already put the time in. You blood, sweat, and tears. You put that in. Now we're just reestablishing what you know, making sure that you understand it. We're testing you on that. And then we're stressing you out. We're making you finish it in a certain amount of time. We're going to limit the number of tests you can take, and you have to pass them. So it's a process. So everybody needs a process for 2023. Let's kick it off. So hopefully all of you are prosperous in 2023. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Work on it. Be proud of what you've accomplished, but you've got more to accomplish. If you need us here at Electrical Code Academy, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know how we can help you. We will be introducing a bunch of new mini courses that tackle those topics that people are kind of afraid to ask. Conductor sizing, all this type of stuff. Transformer, primary, secondary protection. We'll have our own separate courses, not just our Fast Tracks programs, but separate stuff dealing with all those little modules that people ask about. So we've had so many things that are coming in 2023. We're excited about all the new stuff, all the videos, all the training, everything that's coming. New websites, new look. We've got the big three now. We've got the fasttrackstube.com, which is our video delivery. By the way, we uploaded some fire alarm training that's from another third party that's pretty good. Check that out. It's free. It's not under any premium yet. We haven't initiated that, so everything up there is open to everybody. Of course, we have the Sparky Hub if you want to interact and get a free account there. And then, of course, we have fasttracksystem.com, which is our new website for all of our Fast Tracks programs. So anyway, check it out, folks. Hopefully have a great 2023. Let's kick it off right. Till next time, stay safe. God bless.